Well, that's enough of that, isn't it? Welcome to Lazy Mini Painting. Hello everybody. Thank you all for coming in. I know I'm running about 5 minutes late, but sorry about that. Good evening, Ali. Good evening, EB, and good evening, H-Bomb. How you all doing? Hope you're doing well. Have I got everything set up right? I hope so. See if we can get rid of that. I can read off the green box then, so that makes it easier for me. So what have we actually missed? What have I missed? Ali and EB having 12 tons of Kit Kats have been stolen. What? Nobody told me about this. Nobody's giving me cheap Kit Kats. That's not right, that. Longus, hello. Hello, Longinus. How you doing? Well, just for tonight, because, well, I'm not going to lie, I've had a very bad weekend, and I'm not 100% today. I'm just going on with World Eaters for today's Models and Musings. And, yeah, we'll see how we get on. Let's hope everyone else has got some painting to do. EB, have you got your Votan out yet? However, Sparkles, despite her not feeling well, also has made me a cup of tea because she's really, really nice. So, shall we get cracking? It is Chaos Space Marine time. It is World Eaters. Now, that's the one that I did just to see where I need to do red, and I see I've missed bits in the back of his head, in the back there. And then I've got the rest of the unit to paint up red as well. Let's see, the rest of the unit. I've got another 10-man unit that I need doing as well. So in total he's got to be 20, but I don't think I'll be doing 20 tonight. I'll just be doing 10. So let's start, shall we? I think we should. I think it's a good idea. So how is everybody? I hope you've had a good weekend. As I said, mine hasn't been particularly great, but I know why that was, and that's because I was an idiot and didn't set my tablet on Friday evening. So I copped for it on Saturday, I copped for it on Sunday, and then I'm still paying for it today, which isn't the best. So if I seem a little bit twitchy, that'll be the reason why. So hands firmly on desk for this one. Hands firmly on the desk. That way I can steady myself a lot better. A lot better. So is anyone else working on anything tonight, or are you here to listen to my tones? My dulcet tones, which is fine either way. It's just, if you're working on something, please let us know. We are interested. Well, I'm interested. I can't speak for everyone else because, well, they're their own people. But I'm interested to know. I'm definitely interested to know. So please speak up and say, yeah, I'm working on Tyranids, Space Marines, D&D, Conflict 47. A complete custom army for one-page rules, because you've bought models from various different things. Francois, good evening. Good evening. You're working on trying to stay awake, Ali. Fair enough. Right, at least you're working on something. If you need to go to bed though, Chuck, you just go to bed. You don't have to stay up just because I'm here. I mean, thank you for coming in, but if you're sleepy, then go sleep. Body needs sleep. I found that out last night. I went to bed about 8:30 and woke up at about 2:30 this afternoon. So very long sleep for me. Couple of breaks in between, but yeah, very long sleep. I'm going to do on the back of his gold, I think, because that looks better. Dun, 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 dun. I've got that song in my head. I've got the Ark song in my head. You think, seeing as I did the samples for it, I'd actually know what the lyrics are, but I've forgotten what order they go in. Are you going to wait till 10? Fair enough. It's only 20 minutes, I suppose, but thank you. I just realised a nubbly bit that I've missed, and I've just knocked the plastic thing off. And then somebody made a noise in the kitchen that sounded like a plastic thing. I just gone scraping across the floor. But it wasn't. It's somebody getting something out of the cupboard. It's weird. It really is. Noises are odd. And I've got no idea what they're getting out of the cupboard. I just know somebody's getting something out of the cupboard. So yeah, painting backpacks. All the fun we have with this channel. He started already. Yeah, I'm struggling with this one. Moving to the centre. Am I not in the centre? Aha, right there. I'm in the. Yeah, I'm in the centre now. I can see. I can be kind of in here. I'm on the centre on the big one, but yeah, just that little bit moves it to the centre on the portrait one. Thank you very much, Ali. My hands are feeling very, very twitchy at the minute, so this is not easy. For those of you who also have some slight motor dysfunctions, you'll understand what I mean by my hands are feeling a bit twitchy. I'm struggling. You can see I've already smudged it over quite a bit there. Hey, Buzzard, you alright, mate? Oh. So it's World Eaters tonight because my hands aren't steady enough to be doing electronical stuff. I was going to try and carry on with the circuit board with the LEDs on, but no chance am I going to try that tonight. I don't even know if I'll be able to get round to it on Thursday, in all fairness. So it's more than likely going to be painting all week, or modelling / kit bashing if we can, because I do have another idea regarding a mosh pit, which should be fun. Oh, you've popped some Bellicores in your Discord. Oh, my Discord done the streamer remodey thingy, my bob. What's it called again? Oh yeah, it's the do not disturb because I'm currently live, so it won't tell me if I've done it, if anything pops up. So hello, welcome in, and finish models. Let's go have a quick look at this. Oh, that is a nice Bellicore. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, we'll have a quick look at that in a minute. Get this first bit of red on for this guy, and then we'll go have a look at Longius's nice, very nice Bellicore. Now, for those of you who don't know what a Bellicore is, it's the first Demon Prince. So he is Chaos Undivided as regards to which Chaos God he goes to, because he goes to them all. They all pump power into him. And he is Chaos's first champion, given the full rightful rank of Demon Prince, and is bigger and badder than all the others. Not to mix him up with a Demon Primarch. He's not a Demon Primarch. He was before them. He's a Demon Prince. He is like a bloody Primarch though, and you might as well field him like a Primarch because he's got all the knickies and knubbles to go with it. Like more wounds than he should have. Stupid bloody 12-inch fly range. Ridiculously big sword that's going to go through most everything you've got. Doesn't matter what it is. Not too sure how well he'll go one-on-one against like Angron and Fulgrim, because they are dedicated melee. But if you were to stick him up against something like, I don't know, Rabute Gilliman, it should be a fun old time for both of them. And if, like me, you're feeling something like Ghazghkull Thraka, or some proxy of, that's another one he's going to have fun just slapping about a bit. Then then Gaz's Warhord is going to come up and start crumping with Power Claw. So don't get me wrong, he can be taken down. He's just a big old brute is what he is. He is a big old brute. So we'll get this red on and then we'll go have a look at that Bellicock. That is a nice model. And I do like going through my finished work section because I never get anything actually in there. I very rarely finish models. I get models to a point where I go, yeah, that's finished now, I can put it up. Usually ends up staying in the work in progress section, even though it's painted enough to go, no, I can field that on a tabletop, that's good enough, that's tabletop standard, that's fine. But tabletop standard doesn't necessarily mean it's a finished model, it just means it can be seen on the tabletop and you can differentiate it between all the others. Now, have I got the right chart on here? I don't know. Yeah, I have. Ah, silvers! How lovely nutcases are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Building another Titan. You just started building another Titan, silvers. That is daft. And then you're going to build the Tau Supremacy Battler. You can't go... You just don't do small, do you? You don't do small. You don't do hard. You just do big, stompy, and plenty of Dakar. And choppy as well, obviously. Most of them come with some kind of melee capability, which usually means the stomping and chopping all the way across the table. I've only got one Titan. No. Is a Baneblade a Titanic vehicle? I think it is. But I've only got one that I know for a fact is a Titanic vehicle, and that's a Stomper. Just still need to paint. It's been sat there for years. It's just that I'm scared to paint it. I am really scared to paint my Stomper. No worries, Lee. No worries. You just send me that thing you threw on Discord whenever you're ready, mate, and I will do the other bits. Because it has arrived. Got it all boxed and ready. Of course, if you wish to use it as content, I am not going to stop you. I'm more than happy for you to use it as your own content. But I need glasses to see now, because this bit in his face is just really stupidly full with lots of little bits of all sorts. So I'm going to need a thinner brush because this one's just too big. And he's got a hair that likes to go straight off somewhere. And then I need a thinner brush. There we go. Again, using the Frumus. I can't see my screen, so this is really fun. No worries, Buzz. You just let me know, mate. Just give us a ring or a text or something beforehand. Let us know you're on your way. I wouldn't want to be out shopping or anything when you turned up. So just so I can double check that I am going to be in. Let us know when you're on your way over, and I shall pop the kettle on. Maybe even say hello to the missus this time. So first layer of Corn Red, which anyone who's doing World Eaters needs plenty of. Roberto, hello. What's up? Artex ceiling. It's right above me. It's an Artex ceiling. Right, let's get this face done now. Not the face, but the head, helmet. Yeah, this bit, because I'm struggling to see it. Roberto, I keep meaning to ask you, are you the same Robert from JV's Hangout? I think I've asked this before, but I'm not 100% if I've got an answer or if I did ask this before, so I'll ask it again now just in case. You have a reaver that you're going to nuglify, like you'll nurgle wild. Very nice. More in the centre, thank you. I can't see it now, it's right behind my camera. I needed to see that bit. Right. That's most of the difficult bit done. I have gone over where I'm going to be painting brass, but I'm going to be painting brass, so that's not too bad. I can. Oh, if I turn that, don't turn it off. Thank you. I didn't know I'd turn that on then. I didn't mean to turn that on. Let's put it that way. I did not mean to put my lights on. Well, I mean, I can put them on now. Now they'll actually help a little, tiny little bit, because they take the shadow off the camera. But I've got to remember to turn them off when I'm looking at the camera again. Otherwise, I look really, really, really weird, and you all get shiny bright light in your eyes, and we don't want that. Don't want shiny bright light, because we are all Mogwai. Bright light. And please say you all know what Mogwai is. Please. Otherwise I'm going to feel really, 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 really odd for knowing what a Mogwai is. Oh, I can't see that again. Oh no, let's just move to the centre again. I've come up with that one. I've seen that one. Get back down. There we go. See, this is difficult for me at the moment. My hands don't want to work too well, so I'm finding it quite hard to do this. And I know one of you is going to notice, but lads, you're going faster than usual. Yeah, I know. That's not necessarily a good thing. That just means I'm taking less care, because I'm going to sort it all out on the cleanup when I'm going off with other colours. No worries, Hal. You have a good night there and have a good sleep. Thank you for coming in. Painting the black and dry brush them brass, and then fill in the red. That might work. I mean, I'm not doing on this one, obviously, because I've started on the red, but to be quite honest, the easiest one to paint was the first one, and that's the one where I did the zenithal with white. So a lot of it was actually really dark. It wasn't a dry brush, it wasn't a slap chop setup, it was actually a full zenithal with the airbrush. And then I just sprayed it all with army paint, a speed paint, blood red, and I had to give it about 3 weeks to dry so it wouldn't reactivate and let it cure properly, and then go back and do the brass over it. I think I used a bit of gold on that one as well. But that was the first one, and he's usually the easiest to find because of that. Because he's the only one that got painted that way. Does mean I can pull one out and he's slightly different, and if I put him on a bigger base, I can have a Khan the Betrayer. You're going to be lurking, Roberto? That's not a problem. That is not a problem. Although if you're not the one from JVs, just say so, and I'll try my best to remember. Don't laugh, people, when I say that I'm going to try and remember something. Although while I am on the point, sorry about Thursday. As I said, I didn't take my tablet on Friday, which is what kicked me over into the weekend. But Thursday was another day where it was just... I couldn't have got through a stream that night. Not a chance. Not a chance was I getting through a stream that night. Check if I'm on the centre on the portrait, because Ali's gone to bed. Kirsty hasn't shown up, so I'll have to do it in my head. I'll have to remember to keep in the centre, because I'm painting on 2 I've got two different stream ups, one's on portrait, one's on horizontal. And now we're gonna paint some more, cause I'm singing and vibrating my tonsil. I know, not a very nice, pleasant image in your mind there, but I had to find something that rhymed-ish with one of my really bad little ditties. I'm not very good at them, am I? Incoming! Boom, 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 boom. What's incoming? What's incoming? What's incoming? Have I just had a plethora of things get uploaded? Have I got more pictures to go through when I finish this red bits? We'll find out, shall we? We'll find out in a moment. Finish the red bits. Give my hands a bit of a second to calm themselves down. I mean, it's good when your hands twitch to the point where you don't actually have to move the brush because your hands are just dittering about on their own anyway, so they're just kind of putting the paint down. It is easier that way, I suppose, but it's not the best way to paint by any stretch of the imagination. So please, if you see me look like I'm dabbing it on, I'm not trying to dab it on, I'm actually trying to paint. So that is not the technique I'm using. I'm not using dabbing as a technique, or sponging, or however you would like to describe that particular technique of doing little. I'm not doing that. I'm actually trying not to do that. I'm actually trying to paint. Well, sometimes it doesn't work. Just the boots, I think. Oh no, we've got an hand over here as well. We've got a hand over here. Definitely got one. Now, I'm still going to complain about the fact that the chats don't refresh enough. I think I'm on a bit of a delay regarding my on-screen chat. So if you're on portrait, or if you're on horizontal, you get them chats instantly. But if you're looking at the little green box, which on portrait is actually quite difficult because it cuts the bottom off, let's sort that out. That's a bit better. You should be able to see the bottom now on portrait. If you zoom in, that is. But it's at least available for you if you do wish to read the other chats, because both of them go into the green box. It just takes a second. Or a while, actually. Rafafar, a collection? A small army, not quite 2,000 points yet. My collection is Space Marines. That's my collection. Just short of 13,000 points of those, and that's only because they keep upping and changing the points, so I'm never sure how many points I've actually got. I just know it's somewhere between 12 and 13,000, which is a lot. Don't get me wrong, I'm aware it's a lot, and it's going to be going up again in June. That is when 11th edition comes out. So fingers crossed I will be getting at least one of those boxes. Now, unlike last time, which started a whole separate army, which I've managed to get to over 3,000 points now, actually, with the Tyranids, I do already have Orcs and Space Marines. So it won't be starting a brand new army. There are going to be certain parts of the Orcs that I will be looking to do before others. So a war boss, I'm not going to be too bothered about getting a war boss done. I've got a couple of war bosses already. They're alright, they're good ones. I've got power claws. I like war bosses with power claws. I have seen the Wazdaka Guts mech model, which does look extremely good. But it doesn't look big enough as far as I'm concerned. That's supposed to be the bike of the apocalypse. That does not look like a big enough bike to be the bike of the apocalypse. Last bit of red. Last bit of red. And then we'll have a quick dance through Discord. Thank you, Gaming Errors. Yeah, I gotta paint them all. Every single one. Because they come grey. They come grey on spruce. So you've got to put them together first. And then you paint them. So in this case, I am choosing the Games Workshop colours for the World Eaters. But with my Space Marines, it is a custom chapter. So it is my own colour scheme, which isn't that difficult. Mostly black with blue shoulder pads. So it's not like hard to do. So I can get on with that. That's not too bad. There we go. We have another red one to go with the other red one. So you've got two red ones now. Yay! Woo. Just while I give my hand a chance to steady itself, and oh, I know that better not be something in my brew. Nothing that can't be done. Right, let's have a quick look at Discord, shall we? While I'm trying to give this hand a chance to sort itself out. Window capture. So we take that off first and we change that and we go to Discord Laney Mini Painting Server. There we go. And then we bring that up and we make sure that is actually, yep, that is showing exactly where we are. So before I've got to do that and I've got to do that. And then this actually, why is it not showing me the names? Why is it not showing me the names? I don't know why it's not showing me the names. Let's refresh that and see if it shows me the names. No. It is still not showing me the names. Okay, we'll find the names, we'll find the names. Right, open that. Go back to that, right. So this is Be'lakor. The first demon prince. Now, the base is actually what it comes with. Now you've actually got room to either put a Stormcast Eternal on there or a Space Marine, because it can be used in both, which is weird. There's very few models that I do actually get used, but looking at that spine work, the ridges on the wings, but I do like that spine work is really nice. And of course we've got a full Be'lakor himself and all the greeblies and grubblies and skulls and everything all over his wings. As far as a model, oh wow, look at that, and the bone as well, the bone and the transition through the blue, really nice job. That is a really nice job. And we've got some Armigers as well. Ooh, Chaos Undivided. Do we have one of each? No, Chaos Undivided, Zeech and Nurgle, by the looks of it. On the Armigers. And work in progress. Ah, some Deathwatch. Oh, geez, that's a lot of Deathwatch. That's a lot of Deathwatch. So it's 4, 8, 12. Yeah, that's a lot of Deathwatch. So what have we got in there? We've got some, well, looks to be a lot of parts from other places. So Space Wolf parts, Imperial Fist parts. Is that even some Grey Knight parts in there? He's not giving me the bloody names. I don't know why it's locking me out of that now. I really don't. It's just completely not letting me have the names up. Don't know why, but it's not. Oh well. Next is this chap. So I'm trying to get all the red done first because we are batch painting. This is what we call batch painting. By the time you've done one with one colour, the other ones are all dried in that colour, and you can move on to the next bit. That's the idea behind batch painting. is so you're not waiting for stuff to dry, you're just moving on to the next one, moving on to the next one, and moving on to the next one. Oh, the back of your head's all weird. It is. It is. It's very weird. It's going to have a lot of brass on this bit, and I'm not happy about that because it's on the back of his head, which means I'm probably going to forget it and miss it. But if I leave that like that, that should help me remember. I hope. Fingers crossed anyway. So now I'm going to have to scroll now. Gaming terrorist, hello. Was it long? Was it? I think it was Longest who put them up there. Pretty sure it was, but I can't be certain because Discord's not letting me see everything. It's not. So I should hopefully be able to minimize that and not disrupt the stream. I hope. And then if I can restart Discord, hopefully without streamer mode on this time. Fingers crossed. Ah, I've missed another nubbly bit on his leg. I thought I got all these. That's really, really annoying nubbly bit, that one. The good thing is I've pretty much dry brushed it back down to the grey that it starts as. So when I remove a bit, it doesn't actually change the colour, luckily. But that's what happens if you do a heavy dry brush of ivory over your black. You end up with what is essentially the starting grey on the lightest of light areas. But you get a lot of, well, not the lightest of light areas, but as a majority colour really. You get some black or very dark grey in the dark areas, and some of the really light areas, yeah, they are a little bit lighter, as you can see there on the corn icon, and especially on his chest. Is Discord beeping up at me again? But is it gonna? Oh, I can't see much. Just responding because somebody's doing some artwork regarding the magical world of Sparkles and Oak. So hopefully have some more artwork coming in for the magical world of Sparkles and Oak, which will be absolutely wonderful. Ding 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 ding. Have you worked this time? No. Of course it hasn't. Why would it work? Why would something actually what I try doing work? And I've let the brush get dry. I've let the brush get dry. It's not good. Just make sure both of them are clean. We don't want to mess them up. There we go. Almost curling though. I'm not too happy about that. No, my Kolinsky's holding up there. I would imagine so. It's a bloody Kolinsky. If they didn't hold up, what the friggin' hell are you charging me so much for? I've had these for years. Well, it's about high time I actually got around to using them. I don't even know which one I'm using at the moment. Oh, it's the Note 3. Or the 3, should I say. So probably a bit bigger than what a lot of people use. Fairness, a 1 is probably big enough for every job you need to do. If it's a 1 with a good tip. You shouldn't really need anything smaller than that or bigger than that unless you're doing large scale models. But for the infantry sizes that we're doing now, it's pretty much all we need. But I've still got a 3. It'll do. It'll get the paint on. It's just a little bit on the big side. I've got the Ark song in my head. Because I was in portrait mode for a slight bit of time while it was late. I was in portrait mode listening to it. So yes, I was in portrait at the beginning of the stream. Oh, I encountered something today, and just so nothing bad ever happens, or it doesn't happen on my channel itself, if you do have a service, for instance, you do commission painting or artwork or anything like that, and you wish to see if anyone on my Discord server is interested, please don't just go straight to the DM. No. They're going to come and complain to me. People are going to complain to me and go, I don't want people just DMing me randomly for stuff. Please, can you stop it? If I get enough people, then I'm afraid I'm going to have to kick you out. Best way to do it, because it is actually allowed on my channel to a degree, is I've got a channel called Other People's Stuff, Other People's Channels and Interesting Stuff on my Discord. If you want to advertise something like that in there, please go right ahead. But then it's up for other people to get in contact. I don't do any commission painting, in case anyone's wondering. And I'm probably going to get called a hypocrite by the time I end up doing the other job, because somebody's asked me to paint something for them. And in this case, actually quite a few things. But this is so they can get sent on and get given to friends of the channel. Of my channel and theirs. So it's a mutual thing. That is all I can say on it for now, until I actually start. Once I actually start, then you'll get to know more about it. But until then, I've got to keep us on. Complex, good evening. Good evening. That new setup you've got going looks quite tidy. I'm sure the dogs are happy now that they've got the beds back. I'm not just looking at all your stuff, going like, well, where are you supposed to sleep? You know, it's better to sleep on the floor, right? Give our bed back. Even though most dogs would be expected to sleep on the floor. Complex, which one are you in? Portrait or... I can't see. It's come up in the green box though, so I know it's there. I just can't seem to see which one it's called. For some reason, it doesn't show you up on my chats. And I don't know why. It's rather frustrating, probably for you, but it's really frustrating for me because you're typing away and I don't get a chance to respond because the chat doesn't show me unless I click it in the little green box. See, but now I can click it in the little green box. See, Afar is the last thing is the last person I can see typing in portrait, and thank you for that. Oh, have I not clicked something? No. No. Why should we cut all messages?
Settings.
Description, quality, captions, view channel. No.
No, like the settings thing in the chat box.
In that one?
Yeah.
There's the settings in that chat box?
Is there not for you?
Not for me,
Right, okay.
because it comes up with, well, I'm the channel owner, so it comes up with all that stuff for me. It doesn't bring up the chat box for me. So complex, twisted, not twisted, sparkles, sorry. That's going to get me in trouble, that making that mistake. Sparkles is going to let me know if you say something, because it won't let me, that I don't spot, because, well, YouTube on my phone's being a dick. I've been up for 5 minutes. Yeah, I've been up for 5 minutes. Yeah, YouTube being a dick. Fucking arsehole it is. I have to make sure I've been up for 5 minutes, and I know you go in, as you've painted a model, you've definitely been up. You've done red on one model, you've definitely been up there for more than 5 minutes. It takes you like half an hour just to do a face. I know, but still, I like to double check. Otherwise, YouTube gets all uppity with me. And then likes to start telling me that I can't do things and I've done things wrong, and this video's been flagged for. Yeah. Flag it for whatever you want. Just leave it alone. Very simple outlook on YouTube, I know. Flag me for whatever you want, just leave me alone. I just want the viewers to come and see. The people who actually want to come and watch and listen and take part in the community, they're the ones that I want. I don't want YouTube's little robot bloody algorithm things getting involved, because they start doing bad things, like unsubscribing people. They've done that before. Yep, you are in green, Clampex. You are in green on the screen, in the green box, which is why I can see you typing, because everything comes up in the green box. Everything. But if I have the main chat open, just because it's easier to read the main chat that way, the green box is a bit smaller on my screen. And if I close the main chat, then, oh no, I should be able to read it all on the little, yep, the YouTube gremlins. There we go. If I make that bigger, I can actually just read straight from the box now. The YouTube gremlins hate me, even though I like Mogwais, but they don't like Mogwais either, so. Maybe that's what I should change my Patreon tier to. Change it from ivory despots, because not everybody wants to be an ivory despot, but I think everyone wants to be a cute little Mogwai. Or I can at least stand there and go, yeah, he's not too bad, I suppose. Might change it to Mogwais. Speaking of which, EB, if you are still in, I have no idea if you are still in, but we need to set something up so that we can have a nice hours long communication. Probably end up being longer, because I need to, although I do need to set it up with Graham as well, because he was there for it. I'll just have to do a bit of clicky stuff, which we all know doesn't always end well, does it? It doesn't end well. Clicky doesn't always end well, because I'm not sure if I can override that what is done. What is done has been done, and I do not know if I can change it, or at least partially change it temporarily. If I can, awesome. If I can't, I'll just have to find another way around it, because that's the way it happens. And hands getting twitchy, hands getting twitchy, hands getting twitchy again. I've taken my tablets. I mean, the only night I forgot to take them was Friday. And I copped for it really badly Saturday. And pretty badly Sunday. I've been relatively normal today. But relatively normal still means I'm not functioning properly. So, hey. We'll go with that. Cheers. And then I've run out of cornbread on my wet palate. So we need more of that. We do. We need more of the paint. And as I said, it's if we get the paint out of the way, it's corn red. And I know everyone's going to say, but corn's yellow. It's not corn with a C, it's a corn with a KH. And an E. So we have 3 reds. And a nice dollop of more corn red. Wash all that off the brush because I went way too deep. Way too deep. Oh no, not 3. Got to do the front bit of him there, haven't I? It's a big white patch there on his chest. He's filling in, really. Yep, back to my normal dysfunctional self. Well, as close as I'll get to what everyone else calls normal. We's the Oaks, and we's built to fight and win. You kids get the garbage. See, I remember that bit. It's the first bit. And then it goes, more dagger, dagger. And it goes on like, I just can't remember the rest of it. I just can't remember which samples Almoth took to put with the rest of it. I know there's a wah or 2 in there. There has to be a wah or 2 in there. We can't get away without a wah or 2 in there. I really can't. I'm going to have to learn the actual lyrics to that song, aren't I? So I can sing along a cappella. Or if you ever get anyone to actually play the music, I can sing along with that as well. Although I don't think many people are actually going to try playing that, to be fairness. Oh, by the looks of it, I didn't even do any of this axe on the inside. So this might actually be the base coat. No, it's not. It's not a bad thing, but it's not a good thing either. To have not done the inside of the axe. So I'm actually just going to paint all the inside of the axe red just so it has got a base coat. Because I forgot to base coat under there. Because I'm an idiot. You know, 20 odd years of doing this, at least 4 years of it on YouTube, and I still make basic mistakes. So if you're still making basic mistakes, don't beat yourself up over it. Lots of people do. Even people that get in front of a camera. So didn't panic. That's definitely 3 done now. I want big axe this time. Oh, and the big cleavers. Look at that. Look at that. I am massive on that, innit? Big boy kind of go raw, raw, raw. So, boys and their toys. Please don't ask what's going on in my head tonight. I have no idea. It would probably even worse if I had someone to bounce off. But we'll see. I may get messages. There are people who know that they're allowed up. And may message me and go, "Lads, let me up. I want to make your speech pattern go all weird because you can hear yourself again." So yeah, cheers. Thanks a lot for that. Ramrod, you're doom scrolling in the bath and I pop up. Fucking go on. That's because it knows while you sat there like that, you want to see my face. That's why. That's why. I'm assuming then that means that's the first time you've actually been in. Just for everyone else who is in actual chat now, this is the elusive moderator who doesn't turn up unless necessary. So usually if he turns up, it's because he's pissed off with getting notifications. So this is where the I don't get a say in the matter because, well, it's your own fault. You've got them pissed off one of the unpaid goons. And, well, I can't complain if they're doing the job and unpaid, can I? How you doing, man? You alright, dude? Yeah, I suffered for Friday. I should have just come home and took my tablet when I remembered. Instead of not taking it. Because I do kind of want to be one in lieu for later on in the year. Just so I can make sure that nothing's happening on that day. I am going to be safe that day. But the only day of the year I can say quite happily I'm going to be safe-ish. I hope so. Getting in this boot. I hate these boots. Why have they got to get them in such awkward positions? I mean, look, Silvers, I know you're doing a lot on your Titans, but they're big. They're nice and big. They do have intricate little bits to paint on them, but they're huge models. So they don't have things like one leg getting in the way of the other leg. You come down to infantry? Little buggers can't help it, can they? No, mate. Probably see you tomorrow, I'm guessing. If you are coming around tomorrow, let us know. And I shall come and either continue Resident Evil, or we'll go kick some head in on Crimson Desert, or yeah, we'll do something. I just know I've not been able to do much this weekend, so even if you'd have come round on the weekend, I would not have been able to do bugger all. I was in bed. Sometimes asleep, sometimes not. Most of the time, not able to move, so amounts to the same thing, really. I can't do fuck all. Because I know I was supposed to, well, I wasn't supposed to, but if I was able to, I was going to help do some wall painting yesterday. Sadly enough, I wasn't able to. And that has just gone to show that at least if you are subscribed and you are doom scrolling, I can pull you out of the doom and the darkness into the blood for the blood god. We can all go collecting skulls together. Isn't that fun? Damn it, it's crotch cloth that's getting in the way. Is it a crotch cloth? No, it's a dick drop, this one, because it's made out of metal. And we all know Space Marines are all men, even though they get the junk chopped off. So they're constantly angry because they can't get any relief that way. I think that's cruel but effective. How do you make men pissed off a lot? I mean, you got to make them really big and angry anyway, but how do you really make them pissed off? Let's chop the junk off so they can't get any. Awesome idea. Now they're going to be really angry at everybody. Is that a lot of detail in there, or is that a lot of... Oh God! Right, okay. Fair enough. There's a very, very, very tiny bit of red on that leg, but then there's a lot of bloody strapping and brassy bits. So put on the goggles that mean I can't see properly, unless you're in just the right place. And then get it in just the right place. And bob it in there. Bob it in there. Come on, you shithead. Right. Yeah, that got the top of his pants done, didn't it? Just about. That worked. Right, now for the rest of him. Right, that's all flesh. That along there is all flesh. So that means we just want the shoulder pad up here. Which is in that gap there. Doesn't help that my hands are shaking like a shitting dog. And if you've never seen a dog shit and shake at the same time, oh boy. Put it this way, they make a mess. They make a big mess. Shitting dogs, especially when they're shaking, make a mess. This is where the hook does actually come in handy, because that means I get to bob it in that and get it in that and then come through all the little... In fact, I'm just going to paint that section in and then rub across it with my fingers to take off the excess on the raised areas, and then hopefully that means I've got the current icon not painted. I can't see on the cameras when I do that. Kind of works. I've got that song. I'm going to be humming that song all stream, just so you know. It is stuck in my head and I'm not using Harry Potter to get out of it, because last time I did, I think I burst somebody's eardrums because I have to whistle it and I can't whistle. Well, I can whistle, just I'm not very good at whistling. I'm better at singing, and you've all heard me sing. Unless I'm putting on an ARC voice, it's just no. Laz, shut up. You can't sing. I know this, but it doesn't always stop me. I've probably got a better chance of remembering the ARCs Wanna Have Fun lyrics than most other things. I learn to speak, lads. Come on, sort your neck out, mate. Right, I have been trying to make other songs into Arkeoki songs, but it's just not been hit. The inspiration has just not been hitting, which is rather frustrating, because I believe Arkeoki is one of the few things that people like about this channel. Certainly not me. For fuck's sake, I probably irritate people more than anything else. I know that. But Arkeoki, that's a different matter. And I've been trying. Even tried Paul Newman's Cars. Can't. I just doesn't seem to click for some reason. I've tried a few songs actually, and I just can't seem to get them to work. I've even tried running a few into AIs, and AI shit. AI just doesn't have the soul for it. Twisted, good evening. I nearly got shouted at because I called Sparkles Twisted a minute ago. She's still shaking her head about it. But my hands are doing thingies tonight, so he's getting coverage real easy. Ali's gone to bed, fuck, I nearly did it the other way around this time. Fuck's sake. Told you, I'm not right still. There's something... Yeah, brain's not working. Twisted, Ali's gone to bed. So, we'll pass that on through Discord. I think Ramrod's gone to bed now as well. Who in this case would have been the first time if you actually mixing up in chat with him. You've seen his name in the list for bloody ages. He just doesn't talk. He is the silent assassin. So if anyone wonders why nobody's seen anybody or any mod mentioning that they just had to kick someone, it's probably him who's just walked in and gone, poof, I'm back out again. You barely even see him on. In fact, I doubt you'd even notice he came on. I don't see him. And then again, I can just phone him, so there's a difference there. There's a big difference. As he said himself, he was doom scrolling in Bath and then came across my face. It's enough to give anyone fucking nightmares, that, innit? And we've not seen Carmen for a bit either, in that matter. I'm going to have to give that bugger a kick up the arse as well, I think. I want him on here so I can talk to him about painting his bloody tower, and he doesn't come on. How am I supposed to talk to him about painting his tower if he doesn't come on? Doesn't work, does it? Basic bloody math, people. Basic bloody math. He doesn't even have to come on, he just has to come round. Just got to choose his day properly. Because I've got a feeling I am going to be a wanted man, not in a bad way, over the next few... at least a couple of times over the next week or two. I'm going to be a wanted man. Somebody's going to want me. Makes me feel all special inside. Yeah. Not in a special place, though. Not in a special place. Not like that. Doesn't make me feel special like that. But it's nice to have people coming to see you. Especially when you don't get out like as much as I do. I don't get out much. I get from here and I get to go shopping and I get to go to school. And I get to go see my neighbour and I get to see my friend. That's about it. That's it. That's all I get. And that's a lot more than some other people get, I will admit. There are people who get even less time out than me. But there are some people that get to spend a lot more time outdoors. Gardeners, for instance, they spend more time outdoors than I do. I spend more time outdoors than most people. I'm already using the thin one, you bloody idiot. You're not putting your glasses down, that's a problem. Right, let's not see the words again, and let's try and paint this. Let's try and paint this with jittery hands. See, this is the time when I can actually let things out of my head. As long as it's not too bad. And let it seat world. problem is, once I've finished, I've got to get it go back in my head and not come out again until next time. And it doesn't like going back in once it's come out. So I have to try and be careful to only let little bits of it out. Little bits. Are you doing the finishing touches on that ultramarine tonight, Twisted? Oh, this afternoon even. Got to remember time zones. I'm like 5 hours ahead of you. Or is it 4? Probably 5 now, because we've jumped forward an hour, haven't we? So whatever was happening at 12 o'clock now happens at 1 o'clock. For those wrestling fans out there. If you're watching wrestling in the UK, we jump forward an hour on Sunday. But I do not believe America joined us. So this is where we get that silly little time difference where it was 4 hours and now it's 5. Or 9, or depending which coast or which part of America you're going to. Is a bigger time difference than what it was. Ah, fuck. Right, now for the axe head. I really want to get on with the arcs again, but I've not finished on deciding what I'm going to paint with them properly. At least with these berserkers, I'm pretty much following a standard paint guide. Now, if I wanted it up to a much higher standard, a much higher standard, then I would actually go and follow Rose Den Hobbies with Al Graham doing his Space Bears, because that red that he puts on the Space Bears is absolutely perfect for Khorne berserkers. But I started my Khorne army before he even did his paint tutorial, so I can't very well do some models without the paint tutorial and then do some with it and then have a big difference in. So I'm just going to hope that my painting standards just get a little bit bigger, a little bit better as I'm going through. That's what I'm going to have to hope on. I really am. Oh, his chain snapped as well. Fucking twat. Oh well. That's going to have to be a bit of a super glue job, because he's got paint on it now, so the plastic glue is not going to work. It's just going to make it all gooey and horrible, because he's going to mix with the paint and it's just not going to get right. Now, sorry for blinding people with my bald spot. This is why I keep my face cam a lot smaller than my cam on the desk. Could you imagine that coming shining off you? No, thank you. I say my bald spot, I mean I'm pretty much bald anyway, but there is a certain area of my head that only becomes visible when I put my head down like this, unless you're taller than me. That's got a little bit less hair than the rest. So it's most definitely a bald spot. I'm aware of that. It's up there. I see. Have I missed anywhere with this bugger? Yeah, actually I can do with doing the underside of their red as well, because that's the underside of a skull. I want it to be a fresh skull, so I need something red on the base of it there, just so that skull's nice and fresh. If you can see it, can you see it? Oh wow, how awkward did they want to make this? Yeah, that is true. Hang about, how do you know how white my rear end is? That's worrying, that Twisted. I know it's white, but I didn't think it was white enough to reflect thousands of miles away. And now you're making me worried. Is my ass really that white that it's being used as a lighthouse overseas? Where's Britain? There it is. How'd you know? Lazzie's ass is reflecting moon. Why has he got his ass out again? Oh, apparently he was having some fun on the street. Yay, 4. Is that 4? Yeah, because he's got a skin-coloured arm, hasn't he? There's a few with skin-coloured arms that I'm not too chuffed about, to be quite honest. And there's a few that I've just realised there's a little bit that I've missed. Little bits that I've missed, so let's go back and make sure we get them. Even though I'm not going to be highlighting those bits with my fist on red. No, not like that. I do need to make sure it's got the corn red underneath first. And I've already decided I'm be doing them in a different colour, haven't I? Yeah, because he's the sergeant-y one, isn't he? And he's getting... That's why he's going to have a big brass leg. Yeah, living... Not everybody's, like, pure white in the UK. I just happen to be one of the ones that are. But, yeah, I could strip off and camouflage myself in snow and you'd never find me. Just blend in. I'm the palest shade of wheat you can be. Well, actually, no. There is one shade paler. And that's because I have the wrong hair colour for that. If I was ginger, and I do know some ginger people, and they're usually paler than me. So we're the two beacons either side of it. You over in the US, me over in the UK, and that's the two shining ass beacons to make sure we know we're heading in the right one. Fair enough. So between me and Twisted, you can get from the US to the UK by boat. Just by going, that's the white arse behind us and that's the white arse in front of us. We just keep heading towards that. And then you find your way back by looking for the other one. So you have UK based heritage. So yeah, you're pasty pale too. The sun runs from your skin. It's like, I can't do it, it's too bright. So you're the sun. You are the light. Yeah, but that's a bit much. You're another one of us. So we only get about 2 weeks of sunshine a year. And that's spread out. So it might be an afternoon here, half an hour there. You claimed your father was French. Your mum's definitely British and your dad was probably Welsh. I'd rather admit to him being French than bloody Welsh. In fact, he could have been anything, any other part of the home nations apart from whichever area your mum was from. If he was from any other part of the home nations, then he's French. Yeah, foreigner anyway. I know people who think, yeah, if you're in a different part of England, you're foreign. Usually Yorkshiremen. Talking to any Lancastrians or Mancunians, calling us foreigners. Because we're not from Yorkshire. We have a very, very, very odd sense of humour over here in Britain, I must admit. Very self-deprecating. We hurl abuse at each other for fun. But just be warned, if you ain't from the home nations, and you decide to start picking on one, well, that's my little brother, leave him alone. See how it works? We're allowed, nobody else is. And you can't say you've never heard of rules like that before. They happen all the time. Certain words and sections of people are allowed to do things that others aren't. So in this case, English, Scottish, Welsh and Irish will all take the mickey out of each other and call each other all the names under the sun, including calling each other French. Which is odd for an insult, I know, but it works. But nobody else is allowed to jump in on that one. Otherwise we all turn on you. And just as a warning, you don't want a load of angry Scottish people and an angry Irish people teaming up with the English. It's like hell is frozen over when that happens. And if that does happen, fucking run. Last time we was all on the same page, we get the fuck out of the Nazis. So never been on the same page since. But we band together when it's needed. Oh! Oh. Right, okay. Sorry to hear that, Twisted. That's a bit of a... Yeah. Well, knowing what I know about you, I'm kind of saying it's a good thing, because you turned out alright, you did. Well, it sounds weird, but, you know, hindsight being 20/20 and all that, you get to notice. Was it a good thing? Well, yeah. You're a trained jeweler, you're a trained bloody all sorts of things. You've had a very interesting and colourful life. And I'm assuming you wouldn't change that for the bloody world. Although, the world, when they say I wouldn't change that for the world, I think that's a bit presumptuous, because if somebody offered me the world to change a little thing, something in my past, then why can't I just do what I carried on doing and still own the world? That would be my thought. If I'm going to own the world, I'll still be able to do all that, won't I? And no one can stop me because I own the world. So as long as I can keep prior knowledge to go, right, I want to do that, I want to do that, I want to go to that place, I want to go to that place, and I want to meet that person, and that person, I don't see how that changes. Might just be me overthinking it. It might be one of them genie things where it's like, no, you div, you can't do that. It's like, oh, okay. So it might just be my brain thinking, well, you could maybe possibly go down this route. Yeah. Okay. I'm not reading that out on that's, yeah. But I agree, Twisted, yeah. I'm not reading that out, though. That's bloody awful. That's terrible. That's the type of shit that they say only happens in movies. But funnily enough, it happens more often than you bloody think in real life. Movies just steal from it. Sorry. I am still painting, see? I'm still painting. I'm still trying to get paint down on this. But we've done 4. This is number 5, so we're almost halfway through the unit doing it red. And then we touch up black bits, and then we go for the brass. And the only reason I chose brass is because of the brass scorpion. I was going to do all gold and do it red and gold, but then I decided, no, they've got a brass scorpion. Why would they have gold if they've got a brass scorpion? As one of the big monster creaturey things, or great big vehicle-y things. So that's why I've chosen brass for the accenting colour instead of going all gold trim like you normally would do with Chaos. You'd normally go for a gold trim, and oh boy is there a lot of it. There's a lot of trim on these things, too bloody much. Camera's not showing taters. Sorry. There we go, we got the taters back. See, still got the taters. Still got Nick, Mandy and Graham stuck up on the curtain. Almost forgot about the taters. There we go. Hello. And we've still got Lily. I found Lily, by the way. She sat on the camera. Might have to make some more of them because I've still got the template of the different colours to do, but I need to make them, so I need to get some more Millie put and sit there for a night and just bash a load of turtles out. And then I got something to send to you people and give away. It's all handmade and it'll be all hand painted. And because I'm very, I have Patreon, as you know, you already know, because you can look, you can read, you're not stupid people. Stupid people usually don't stay around in here. Good evening. I'm just going to call you Rev because, well, it's on my phone at the moment. It's not popped up on the green thing, so I can't read it properly. But I can make out the word Rev. So hello, Rev. Welcome in. Where was I? What was I saying? Oh yeah, right. The Patreon thingy. Now it's been up for a while, and I'm well aware that there's not much on there for people to actually go on, apart from going, no, I actually want to help Laz. Laz needs some help. Not just mentally, Laz needs some help actually with the hobby, because it's a bloody expensive hobby and he spends a lot of time on it, and he's expanded all his stuff just so we can paint it in front of us. I've even started new armies just for this channel. So, oh Rev, thank you very much for subscribing. Thank you so much for. He's just popped up on my mini feed. Can I highlight this? Can I highlight this? No. Why can't I highlight this? I don't know if that works. Hopefully that means that I'm going to start getting sounds through when people subscribe. But yeah, yay, another subscriber. Thank you. Right, back to the Patreon thing. What I do is, for those of you who remember, many years ago, I made a little green turtle. Then I made a little purple turtle as well for Sparkles. Sparkles wanted a purple one. And then I designed colour schemes for all the other turtles that I could potentially make. And then my milliput went off and I couldn't use it. So I had to stop making turtles. But if I can get another thingy of milliput, which I should be able to. Club! What it looks like from my side of the screen, Club, it looks like you've just shouted at people to go, give him money! There's no way shouting. That is not what club means. That is not what club means. Club's just got a sense of humour, that's all. Although they've also got caps lock on at the moment, so they are shouting technically. But I want to make more turtles, essentially, so I can send them out to people on Patreon. That does mean I'm going to have to be really, really careful sending any over to America, because that's going to cost a fucking fortune. So they may end up only be a once a year thing. But at least then I can make them on a video or on the Patreon one-to-one. So while you're talking to me, if you want me to make the turtley thing, I can do that. And then I can, once it's dried and set, I can paint it to your own, to the colours that you would like, providing I have the exact colour. If not, we're going to have to try and compromise on something that I've got somewhere in between. Sorry for motion sick people, I didn't mean to catch the camera. And I can make more turtley things for you. So, yeah. Just in case you're wondering what does Lily look like, that's what Lily looks like. See? That's Lily the turtle. I know that's not a poo, that's a tail. She's just taken one hell of a beating over the couple of years she's been sat on my desk. But I want to make more of them. Because, well, I don't see any other channel making those things. And it's now unique to me, I think. I hope. That's the intention. Now, I know Nick over at Positive Mental Attitude currently has the original, the Green Steve, which is why I've got Mandy, Nick and Graham up here as potatoes. It was kind of a channel swap thing. And I've got Bear's Paws beer mats as well, but that's where my cup is at the moment, and I'm kind of sat on the rest. Yes, you heard correct, I am sat on the rest of the beer mats, but they're in a bag, and the bag's actually quite comfy considering the part of the chair it's on. It's weird, don't ask how it works, but it seems to have. I'm just waffling crap now, aren't I? I am really just waffling crap. I know there's not much difference to me waffling crap now to when I usually waffle crap, but I am just waffling crap. But yeah, Patreon, if you want a turtle, please let me know. And I will know, because you'll come up as an ivory despot, even though that was the other thing. Should I churn the ivory despots into mogwais? So, at the moment, if you sign up on Patreon, you are assigned the title of an ivory despot in Discord. But should I change that to a mogwai? Again, hoping people know what a mogwai is. A mogwai is a bloody pain in the rear end. If you feed it after midnight, I'll get it wet. I know that much. Don't get it wet. That's not a good idea. No good idea to get a mogwai wet. But don't feed it after midnight either, and the little buggers will try and trick you. So be careful. Try and get it to eat after midnight. Not so much take baths and get wet, but they'll definitely stuff the faces after midnight. At least after 2 bits that I've seen anyway. And there is one of them that looks like this as well. I really should learn how to play the bass part of that. That would be nice. Because if I could play the bass part, I'm sure I know enough people that can play a guitar to some degree that they might be able to play the guitar part. I know a few people who could potentially play the guitar part anyway. I think they'd have to put in a lot of practice. A lot of practice just to get back up to being able to do it again. I think Sparkles has left me alone. Not much I can do about that. She has free movement around the house. Told you, stuck in my head now. Stuck in my head. Which is kind of a sign of a good song as far as I can tell. If it can get stuck in your head, then that's not a bad thing for a song. Shame I cannot write AI prompts. Because you could definitely do a music video to go along with that. And then up here and right on the back of his neck. Around that bit. And a little bit on his knee there that I missed. And a little bit around the edge of the knee there that I missed. And a bit around the edge there that I missed. Always good to make sure you've got the bits that you've missed when you're using one colour at a time. And in this case I'm actually getting to put the second coat on as well. Or the even out coat, should I say. It's the one that kind of evens the coat out and stops the black from popping through as much on the areas that I won't be highlighting with a brighter colour. A dragon-sized spider or a spider-sized dragon swat. I don't want to fight either club, to be quite honest. Am I allowed to take a one non-weapon for defense? I specify non-weapon because the whole idea is I'm supposed to be fighting this thing. But if I'm fighting a swarm of dragons, I want a fire extinguisher. And I'll just the little things out there. Make it a CO2 one so I can freeze them as well. Awesome. Blast a little blight. So yeah, if I'm allowed a fire extinguisher, I'll take the swarm, please. If I'm not allowed a fire extinguisher, then I'll take the dragon-sized spider because I've got an axe and I'll go for his legs first. Just hope it doesn't get me in its web and eat me and go nom 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 nom. I know what tyrannids and bugs do. They go nom 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 and they eat. I don't want that to happen, so I'll take an axe against the dragon-sized spider, or a fire extinguisher against a swarm of spider-sized dragons. Either way, I want to take some kind of defensive thing with me. I'm not that daft. I'm not gonna try and swat a dragon with my hands, even if it is little. Even if it is little and tiny, I'm not gonna try and swat a dragon with my hands. I may be dumb, but there's dumb and then there's doing that. Dragons have teeth and spikes and horns and fire-breathing, wingy, clawed demon things. I don't know, a dragon isn't a demon, but still bloody scary. Still very bloody scary. Alright, we're halfway through on the red. In case you're wondering why I'm saying halfway through on the red. We've got those 5 still in grey. And we've got those 5 all nicely red at the minute. Yeah. See, this is where portrait and horizontal become different, because That's as much room as I've got on portrait. That's it. Everything's on the screen in portrait at the moment. I'm going to move him just back a little bit, otherwise he just gets lost in the mess of grey. It's weird like that. I'll move that back. There. Oh. What did I do then? I went all blue. Oh, that's weird. That's really weird. Ah, what's going on with my camera? Can you see this? Oh, that doesn't. That I don't like that. I'd rather just do that. That at least keeps it as one nice. That was weird. I've not had that happen before. What's going on with my cam? I'm having fun with my light. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Right. Pardon me. I'm going to refresh my drink, as I usually do by about an hour. It usually only takes me an hour and a half to get through the big cup. So let's see now. Do we want the Orc song again, which will be on repeat constantly, so it can get driven into everybody else's head and not just mine? Or should we go back to Dan? Should we go to Dan? I think we should try something new on Dan's. That's just the wrong screen. That's what the Nora do you think you're doing? Right, and then we find Arius Nation, who, if you do like some of the music that I play, apart from Orc, 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 which is the dun 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 dun, and then with the me going, this is the Orcs, we made to fight and win. That one. All the other stuff usually comes from Arius Nation. Now, normally we put the Soulbound, the Starbound full album on. But that says instrumental albums. And I think we shall try. Let's see if we can try. What's this? Rogue Horizon. Give Rogue Horizon a go. Give Rogue Horizon a go. Okay, so finish my cup of tea, make a new one, come back, all sorted. But before I do that, I need to find that. And for the people on portrait mode, you got to lose part of the lazy mini painting part. I'm sorry, but it means you get to keep the Rogues Den Hobbies 10% discount code. So if you do go to Rogues Den Hobbies, there will be a discount code. don't want echo, so let's turn both of them off. And welcome back, I'm back. Welcome back to everybody else who's gone to do D. If you've not come back yet, I will wait while you get yourself a drink. And I'll move these 5 out of the way, and then we'll pick the next one that we're going to start the bed. Because they're all dry. So we need to pick one of these. I think we're going to move you 4 out of the way. I'm going to start him. Because I don't... Yeah, I'm going to start this one. This one right here. So I hope everybody's been to get drinks and snacks and all the other things that they would like to have. I have lost track of time. I just know I have 5 more guys to pay. At least get the red on for tonight. That's what I need to do. I put them together, did the dry brushing and the painting and all that last week for all 20. But I need to at least get the red done on these 10 tonight and close that window that's showing. Oh, still playing music. Righty-ho, fella. What? I don't even know how I was sat now. I'm all sat weird. Don't like it. Please don't snapshot that look on my face. Why have I got I've got a feeling that I'm going to be the first meme to go in the meme section. Somebody's going to take a shot of that and meme it. That's not a challenge. I'm not asking you to. I'm just aware of the capabilities of people on the internet. Especially people that know that I've got a sense of humour. Ooh, eyes are going weird. Found out my tea cupboard got all lit up as well because I left the light on these. Or not the light on these. Back to these 5. Back to these 5. Come on. Now I'm holding the model all wrong because of my jittery hands. I'll keep the model as steady as I possibly can. Really do need to keep it as steady as I can. This twitchy hand is going everywhere. I'm keeping good control, seeing as it is wanting to just set off somewhere. I'm doing my very best to keep it under tight control. A very tight control if I can. Do some of Twisted's absolutely miraculous desk aids at this moment in time, I think. Mostly homemade as well, which is a really impressive part about it, including an airbrush rig, so you can point spray, and it's always in the right place. Whereas I catch the camera with my paintbrush. Because I'm an idiot. So after the corn red, it's got to be my fist on red. On the higher edges, because it's a slightly brighter red. So in the case of like here on the shoe, on the boot should I say, it'll only be the high ridge edges that get it, and it'll still be this darker red underneath and still showing through. So in some cases we might actually dry brush the Mephisto red on as opposed to layer it up individually with brush strokes, because sometimes that does make it a bit easier. had a stray hair, then I spotted it. I spotted stray hair. Get back together, you son of a... What is sable? Is it squirrel? Or whatever it is, it's made from that. Red sable. Whatever red sable is. I know it's some kind of animal. That they shave, they don't kill them. So point in killing something that's going to keep regrowing the thing that you want. Just shave it off and keep it warm. At least I think that's how they do it. It's how I would do it if I was going to use an animal for hair, for hairs on a brush. Just keep shaving it. So, because it's much more sustainable that way. It sounds cruel. Like you're shaving an animal for its fur. Well, what do you think we do with sheep? And we have to do it with sheep, otherwise they end up all icky. Sheep wool gets all matted and horrible. Alright, we've got to get right down in there somehow. Right in there. It's not that easy. It's fun talking to yourself sometimes. Only sometimes. Sometimes you have to talk to the little men in front of you and go, my name's Dave. I'm going to go raw in your face. There's Brian over there. Look, raw. Brian, come on. Yeah, I've lost the plot. I've definitely lost the plot. Don't ask me why it's Dave and Brian. And if you know any Daves, no, it's not that Dave. I know a couple of Daves. It's none of them Daves. These are the Daves I know and know. These are the Daves I know. These are the Daves I know and know. These are the Daves I know. Milkman Dave and Postman Dave and Bricklayer Dave as well. And Policeman Dave and Fireman Dave. And Bricklayer Dave is swell. These are the Daves I know, I know. These are the Daves I know. Anyone else got an answer for club? As I said, personally, if I can take a fire extinguisher, I'll fight the little swarm of dragons. Or I'll take my axe to the big spider dragon. But I prefer just to take the fire extinguisher one. Much easier. Ugh. Come on, tablets, kick in and do your work. That's what I take you for. I don't take you because I want to. I take you because it bloody have to. So work, god damn it. Sort my hands out. Sort my arms out. Sort my back out as well. I've had a few today, in case you were wondering. Got a few lockups. Including one where I went and got mini lads from school. That was fun. My arms locked up right in the school playground. I'm just glad it was my arms and not my legs, because last time that happened I ended up having to sit in the foyer of the office and wait for Sparkles to come and pick both me and mini lads up. How are you doing? I'm not too bad, mate. I am not too bad. Sorry it took so long to get back to you about those photos. I am really sorry about that. But the few that I've sent through, I think I've sent the penguin, the crittery thing. I can't remember now. I know I've sent about 5 or 6 through. I think I've sent about 5 or 6 through. Oh, nice. Just a test. Good idea. Yeah, that's kind of kind of the thing. Make him a little bit more squat. Make him more, because he's very, very small and squat and stocky. But yeah, that's basically the type of thing. You just make, just a little squatter, and that's fine, that mate. When you spotted up, then I figured I better go check Discord, because Discord doesn't let me know when I've got messages while I'm live. So yeah, just nipped over there, had a quick look, and yeah, just a little bit squatter on that crittery thing, and that's basically perfect. Regarding anyone else, the full characters, not the familiars, just have to do the face. Just the face is what I'm looking for, because it's going to go on a portrait section of hopefully on the portrait section of a D&D character sheet. The familiars are a bit different. They'll have their own custom sheet done for them, because they've not got a full stat sheet. I am still working on the stats, by the way, people. I have not forgotten about the magical world of Sparkles and Oak. I almost have enough stat sheets on the digital thing. If anyone is interested in playing on that first initial one, then that's fine. Let me know. We can set that up. So for the penguin, which ones did I send you? Let me just have a look which ones I sent you. Yeah, so the crittery thing, if you want to do his full body, that's fine. The penguin, the frog, the crow, and the butterfly, just the faces, because they're full characters. So they're going to have a full character sheet. So for those 4, yeah, just faces. Don't forget that the gunslinging crow is smoking. So for the four full characters, yeah, just kind of a portrait. If you want to do the full body for a familiar, that's fine. The awkward one is going to be Dave and David, because it's 2 familiars as a full character. That's fine. To do that, can you have some way so I can see your dice rolls and everybody else can hear you talk? That's all we really need. The rest is done by me through other cameras, essentially, which I've still got to figure out how I'm going to set up. I mean, it's probably going to be probably better off being this camera and just focus it for a bigger table. But I should be able to do it. I don't necessarily need my face on there. Don't need anyone's face, really. As long as you can all talk as a party, and obviously get it through to me as a DM. I have about 3 one-shots in mind, just to test the characters. I can go through the characters a little bit later than this. In fact, I might go through the characters after this that I've got built already. So I think it's Shamash. A phone mic usually works fine, and if your phone camera is pointed at your dice tray, so that obviously then we can go, yeah, it was, or I can make a call and go, no, that's a cock dice, re-roll, blah 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 blah. So I don't expect people to cheat, but I don't know how other people will feel about that. So if we make it level playing field, that everyone apart from the DM has their dice on display, so you can all see it. When it comes to role playing, if you want to role play, I will not stop you. You've heard me with voices. I'm quite happy to go voices, and I like role playing as well. So I'm quite happy to jump in that. However, it is not mandatory. So if anyone else does want to play, you don't have to sit there and go full method role play. I don't know when it's starting yet, because I don't know which characters people want to use. So I haven't done all the character sheets yet. So ideally, if people have preferred characters, that they would like to use, I'll get those character sheets done first. Obviously, Sparkles and Oak have been done. Shamash has been done. I think Ali has been done. Who else has been done? And there are a few others that have been done. The Eldritch Night Owl has been done, which I can't remember the name of off the top of my head right now. The 2 Shark Fighters have been done. I've just got to write up all the actual D&D sheets and put them for everyone else to be able to download and get access to. Again, anybody wishes to help out or has any ideas, let me know. Providing I have the time, I will happily jump in Discord's voice chat with you, and we'll go through the characters that you want to do. With them all being anthropomorphic animals, it's sometimes a bit difficult to find an exact stat sheet for them, so there's a little bit of customization involved in there, especially for some of them. And those of them like turtles and hare folk, some of them will have a corresponding animal, so kenkus can be most birds. I just remove the you can't speak and you can only speak through mimicry, just get rid of that as a custom rule, but then you can have something else to go into it. Always nice to do something that isn't Inferno. I mean, you're doing a lot of work on Inferno. I've seen the Hell Coffin, which is not to be mistaken for a dreadnought. A dreadnought is a sarcophagus, a powered moving sarcophagus, whereas How was created what is essentially a hell coffin. It's more in line with what you'd see as a standard coffin rather than the sarcophagus that you get in Warhammer. Which is good. Which is very good. Especially having that big, what it basically looks like a ship cannon. That's one arm. So definitely possessed in some way. Definitely a soul within there locked for torment, but not in the same way Warhammer does it. And it's going to be a real unit in the game. Oh, that sounds fun. That does sound fun. Not for the people who meet it, but whoever's getting to control it does sound like fun. He is just got to be a big meaty boy, isn't he? Oh, sorry, a big woody boy. And it's going to be mostly wood, with it being a coffin. Get down in the back of him. Get down in the back of him. Now he's got to be. Some of you may be asking, well, what characters are these? What's available in the magical world of Sparkles and Oak as a character? You know, he's bloody all sorts. He's 30 odd. I can't remember everyone off the top of my head. Now, I know the ones that I've given to how to do the portraits for is my Barbarian Butterfly with the bug stick. I never remember the name of it because I just like the words Barbarian Butterfly and bug stick. The Assassin Penguin. I believe I've given Northern as well, which is the guns. I think that's Northern. Why can't you be in when I need to ask this question? I think that's a gunslinging. Where's my book gone? Problem is I can't find my book with all the names in. Made of a human soul and a lot of pain made out of. Nice. Nice. I have to be careful what I read out because YouTube don't like me because I don't put the not for kids clicky thing on. I know I have people who turn up who are under the age of 18. So I've got to be careful because, well, British laws at the moment are stupid. And if somebody under the age of 18 is in here and I say something that they're not supposed to hear, it's my fault apparently. Because I don't click not for kids. But let's face it, I'm painting models for a tabletop game aimed at 13-year-olds and higher. So it would be very stupid of me to go, this isn't for kids, and then a lot of 13-year-olds and higher, and anyone or younger in some cases, can't come in and see. Now, I know I swear a fair bit, but playgrounds are worse. Playgrounds are way worse than anything that comes out of my mouth. I know, I hear it at Mini Lassie's primary school. Some of them foul-mouthed little demons. And they are foul-mouthed little demons. Not all of them. Some of them are really nice little children that occasionally swear. But some of them are just foul-mouthed little... Yeah. Their kids, their parents need to drop kick them. Just to teach them. Because he certainly didn't tell them when they was younger. Whole weapons of weapons, sometimes unholy demon. Oh, weapons of war. Whole weapons of war, sometimes unholy demon weapons. Ooh. Got a couple of those in this set going. A couple of unholy demon weapons, especially on Angry Ron. He's got them two big warpstone swords. Well, a warpstone sword and a warpstone axe. And anyone else with the stony type look to a weapon gets that purple and green look to it as well, to be a warpy stony type look. That was supposed to be 4 to go. Just in case you didn't understand. Because why would you? Because I didn't actually say anything, it just made noise. Did I get his backpack? Yeah. What's that on him? Oh, he's got a bit of a... What's that on him? Has he got anything? No, it's not there anymore. He did have something on him, I weren't sure what it was. So when that happens, you clean it up and get rid. Right, so this fella's much brighter than all the others, isn't he? Ooh, he's very bright. Look at that big face on his knee. That's awkward. People say, oh, that was awesome, aren't you? No, this is just awkward. So if anyone would like... Oh, no, it's not. It's direct to me, isn't it? Sorry, never mind. I was about to say something, and then I realised it's in my DMs, and it's not in general... It's not in general Discord. But I'm not going to put it up until both me and How are happy with it. But going back to characters, I do have a few stat sheets made up. I just need to type them out properly to make them downloadable. And those are... Let's have a look. The character sheets, where are they? There we are. I have a character creator on my phone. So we have... Who are you? Are you even a level? You're a level 7 something. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're just a standard one. Okay, so we have Dave and David, which is the Barbarian Sorcerer combi. And a minigun. So he's got an unholy demon warlord hammer and a minigun. He's got a hammer, I'm happy. He's got a hammer, I'm definitely happy. So who've we got? So we've got the Penguin Assassin I've got a stat sheet for. The Eldritch Knight Owl. Sid and Shadow, the two fighters. Ali David, who's probably the hardest character to run and do a stat sheet for. Shamash, and I have Sparkles and Oak written down on paper. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 characters I've got the stat sheet for at the moment. I've just got to write them out for 7 of them. I've not found a sufficient familiar for some of the others. So Spider familiar, the Critter familiar, I suppose the Displacer Beast familiar. I'll just use a reduced Displacer Beast stat line, or maybe just a full Displacer Beast stat line. Who knows? But that has one, so I can just nick that straight out of the monster manual. There is something else that people will need, and that's either knowledge of or access to the player's handbook from the original 5th edition. If you was going to play. But I do need to work on those stat sheets. Again, anyone willing to help, I will quite happily accept it, because this entire channel is I wouldn't say it's a one-man job, because Buzzard has helped a lot, Twisted has helped a lot, Almouth has been helping me a bit, Graham's been sending a fair few things through, so it's not a one-man show completely, but the vast majority of it is just whatever I can get done within different... Basically, while I've got a chance to breathe and take a deep breath and sit down and go, what else can I get done during that moment? That's pretty much how it works with anything off camera. While I'm on camera, obviously, I'm on camera. I'm focused in on what I'm doing. But while I'm off camera, my mind is all over the place. All over the place. To the point where I'll get a message and then I'll go, right, I need to respond to that message. And then minute else I'll go, Dad, can I? And then whatever I was supposed to do has gone out of my head. Like, I was supposed to do something this afternoon, and then he decided to start asking me about Naruto and whether or not he could watch Naruto. And then Sparkle started asking, can you watch Naruto? And it's like, well, yeah, he's watched One Punch Man. Naruto's lame, quite tame compared to that, really. So yeah, you can watch Naruto. And then he didn't watch Naruto. He wanted Dragon Ball. No, he wanted Pokemon X and Y on instead. So I'm looking through for Naruto, and he just goes, no, I don't want to watch it. I just want to know if I can. Ooh, you're going for the full 9 rings, aren't you? For Inferno, you're going for the full 9 rings of hell, 9 circles of hell, or 9 rings of hell. Just. And he's going to be on the 7th. Is he the Gate Guardian, or is he just a... I'm just taking a wild stab that he's got to be a guardian to go through each circle. So in case of the 7th, is it the Hell Coffin? And then obviously the 8th could be something like a, I don't know, a Perberus. It turns Cerberus into a tabby cat. Still give you 3 heads. And that is not my idea, by the way. That is somebody else's idea. That is just absolutely fucking wonderful. But Perberus would be awesome. And that way you're not stepping on anyone's toes for copyrights, I don't think, either. Oh, so the leaders, yeah, so the leaders of each one, so technically, yeah, the gatekeepers. if you can get through the armies and get through him, you can do whatever you want, really, because you just wiped out the army on the 7th ring. Glasses back down to do his head. And this one's actually going to get his mouth grilled on as well. Oops, I slipped a bit again. But I'm getting such a nice line then. I just couldn't stop my hand. See, there's a hair come out of my brush, or is that a hair come off? No, come out of my brush. That's definitely come out of my brush. Fagrim! Oh, so that coffin's going to be huge then. How? It is blood for the blood god tonight, Fagrim. It is blood for the blood god. But we are having conversations that are spanning outside of it as well. You've been here for the Magical World of Sparkles a couple of times, I believe. I had, as I said, I've got about 9 stat sheets ready to be typed up and put up on Discord for anyone who's wishing to play D&D with the Sparkle on the Magical World. I have a couple of one-shots planned, or at least the ideas of them set up, because let's face it, if anyone's ever DM'd a game of D&D, you make your plan, you get the idea sorted, and then the party go and take the wrong road out of town and go looking for the princess, even though there isn't a princess to find. They still go looking, or trying to seduce a dragon that isn't there either. Oh, fallen angels in coffins. Ooh, bugger. They're not too happy then. There's going to be a lot of pissed off feathers. A lot of pissed off feathers. Has anyone got any experience building custom characters for D&D? Without making them overpowered, because that's something I'm struggling with, is stopping these little level 7s being able to one-shot a level 20. Especially Ali. Ali's a pain to balance. Ali's really a pain to balance, because she can jump out of combat and just run over and smash something else without getting opportunity attacks. But then again, a flying barbarian is not something you want to deal with. Sparkles and Oak are just casting tanks. Good constitution, good wisdom, or in whatever their other main stat needs to be. Dexterity is shockingly awful, but they are turtles. They're not supposed to be dexterous. That's why they hide in. That's why they've got a shell, which gives them their natural AC bonus of 18. Is it 18 or is it 15? Oh, I can't remember. It's either 18 or 15, and I can't remember which one it is. I think it's 18, but it can never go up from that. There's no dex bonuses. The only way you can make it better than that is have a shield. They can't. It doesn't stack with armor or anything like that. So you're as well just wearing clothes, because you can't get armor to go over your shield. Looking at them, you can make you so unholy that you will just look at them and boom, you are in the 7th ring. Oh, that's not good. So if you accidentally look at one on the third ring, you get jumped 4 rings deeper, and you might not be prepared for that. So if you're going to play Inferno, which is the game that Howie's making, don't look at the hell coffins. We figured that one out already. Don't look at the hell coffins. Hell coffins, bad. Hell coffins send you deeper and deeper through hell. Just by looking. That's a bit crap. But once you get to the 7th level, if you're right for the 7th, then you should be alright, I would imagine. But if you're not set for the 7th level, or the 7th ring, then you're about to get eaten by lots and lots of things. So if we do ever play this, that's how may let us play. We don't know. Remember, stay away from. Oh, and there's a 10th ring. War game. Oh yeah, war game. No, we're not going to get a chance to play that over Discord. That's a war game. We don't play war games on Discord because, well, they don't work very well. Tabletop Simulator would be the closest we can get to that. But that would have to be for how to set up for us. Because map size, terrain types, things like that. I mean, I have done Warhammer on TTS before, and it goes way too small. They're not Ninja Turtles, Fagway. One of them's a cleric and one of them's a druid. They just they're Ninja Turtles. They're Ninja Potatoes. They're not Ninja Turtles. They're Ninja Potatoes. Oh, so if you get to the 7th, they put you in. Oh, bugger. Right, yep, staying away from the 7th ring, thank you. Don't want to be put into a hell coffin, especially if I've got, I don't know, if I've got an entire army of infantry and we all get teleported and become hell coffins, does that mean I have an entire army of hell coffins? Because if it is something that you can obviously be transferred into, whether you want it or not, then will that work? Oh, and I've realised I'm not in the portrait mode anymore. There we go. No, bugger. There we go. Yeah, now I'm back. Now I'm back. Hello, everybody. Just to make sure that, yeah, I'm in both chats again. Oh, bididdles. Dink, dink, dink. I haven't missed any spots. And nobody's out to say you've just missed a bit if you've not missed a bit. Don't just shout it out. I'm being serious. I have missed a spot. In this case, yes, I have. I missed a bit down the back of his leg there. And across the top of his leg there. And a little bit down there. And his boots, his feet, I forgot his feet. Can't forget his feet. Look, see. Forgot his tootsie toes. Oh, so he's a bit of a glutton then, isn't he? I'm going to steal everyone else's stuff and make it my own. The 7th ring, guys, it's certainly not very bloody nice. It's just going to nick all you and turn it on you. So yeah, avoid those 7. Yeah. Make sure you're ready for the 7th ring. If you're playing on the 7th ring. Or you're playing against the 7th ring king. Make sure you are set for it. You will need unholy protection of some kind, if there's any built into the mechanics. Just so dirty little king can't nick all you guys. And turn them into things that are going to come walking over and blast you in the face with, can them? It's nice, that, isn't it? Could just be toddling along on your own, wandering through third ring of hell. Some bugger sends you off to go get turned into a mindless hammer cannon thing. See, in the mindless part, even though Hell Brutes are essentially Chaos Dreadnoughts, and they're not exactly the smartest in the world, but they're not mindless. They still maintain their Chaos Space Marine thoughts and feelings. So in case anyone's thinking, that sounds like a Dreadnought. No, Dreadnoughts can think. Dreadnoughts can do stuff and act and respond. This is more like a pennant engine. Time to cut out some 140mm by 140mm plastic sheets. Why do you need them that big? For an urban ruin to magnetically mount the champion to. Right, that's why you need them that big. Okay. Carry on reading, lads. It does help. You know, the information's there for you. You just got to pluck it out and do it yourself. You know, figure it out. It's there. Right, now we have 5, 6, 7. He's one with a plasma pistol as well, so let's pop him in front of him because them two both have plasma pistols. This is not what we'll be continuing on Thursday, though. So this is not a game for humans to play then. Oh, and the bottom. Oh, is it one of them display case things that you put up in Discord? One of them perspex ones. Yeah, now it makes sense. Now it makes sense. See? Makes sense now. Does. I am so glad this light is now lower because I've just got a feeling that if it was higher, these will be like magnifying it to zzz into my head. Don't want that, do we? We do not want that. Have I had anything happening? No. The last person to speak on portrait mode, as far as I'm aware, is Rev. And Twisted up on the full horizontal mode. I'm just making sure I'm not losing anyone in chat, because I know it's frustrating if you sat there as a chatter and you're not getting responded to. I mean, I do try to respond to everybody if I can. Obviously, if one person's dominating the chat, then they're the only one I can really speak to. But please type away and put things in there if you want. I will do my best to catch you and let's see how the one shot goes that I've got planned for the magical world first. Because I am going to have to put a bit of a prologue-y thing up as to what you do in the magical world and how you traverse to do campaigns, one-shots and stuff like that. So it's not a direct, you stay in the magical world. You leave the magical world to do the mission and you come back once the mission is complete. So it is a little bit different than some, because the magical world itself is sealed off in a pocket dimension. And this is the part that I can tell you because I already got this through. It's sealed off in a pocket dimension, and basically everybody on there is the survivor from their reality. So their reality was getting somebody decided they wanted it, I think Galactus-y style, but on a universe level. And they were all forced through a portal, and it was sealed behind them by the powerful Magos, which it was, should I say, the father of Sparkles and Oak. Because this was their little playground. When this thing came to devour the dimension they lived in, he kicked the survivors through, good or bad. Just, you're the survivors, you need to survive, and sealed it up behind them. However, occasionally, a magical message in a bottle will appear upon the shore. And from there, a party can be put together from the members of the island, and using the rites that were taught to them, Sparkles and Oak can open a portal to wherever the bottle came from. And at that point, they can go through. In a small party, there has to be people on the island, so there can never be a full 30, however many characters I've got painted. There can never be a full everybody's being used, because somebody has to maintain the island, otherwise the island will disappear. So somebody stays behind, and the rest go and resolve what the magical message said. Usually seeking aid. If you want to give some big infernal, it's probably better if you put it up in Discord, because if you put it up in the chat, it's probably going to use up more letters than you're allowed to use, and you might not be able to get it out right. Whereas in Discord, you can type it into a PDF document or a text document, and you can just upload it into there. Put it in the interesting stuff section, please, if you are. Because I'm sure you have your own place to put it on your Discords and things like that. I have very little places to put things at the moment, apart from music and memes. And just ideas and discussion in general. Because there's still a Sparkles and Oak section for people to go and check out. No worries, Twisted. Enjoy your food, mate. And it's usually nice food that you get as well. So I'm sure you will enjoy it. All the demon war is taking place in the Zero Ring, the human world, because all of the rings would be dumb. Yes, because humans die at the third ring. Kings have a lot of power in their ring, so the human world is good for fighting. Right, so everything comes up to the human world to fight, or Ring Zero, the human realm. So even though they are the king of the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and obviously you said there will be a secretive 10th, because most of the time it's just 9 rings of hell, and you've added 10 into yours. Fair play. They all come up to the Zero and go, "We want human souls," and then fight over them, which is pretty standard as a regards to the fantasy trope that you're within. You're working well within the easy to grasp presets of, look, this is hell. You've heard of the 9 rings of hell. This is a slightly different spin on it. Let's face it, there are only 7 stories to be told, and I can't remember what they are. Most of them are, is it war, love, and I can't remember what the other ones are. Basically, it's a war story, a love story, and a couple of other types, but I can't remember what they actually are. But there's not that many actual stories as a basis. It'll usually drop into one of them. Hero saves blah blah blah. Bad guy doesn't get to do blah blah blah. This happens because she did blah blah blah. They fell in love and the kingdom did da 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 da. Oh, so where the humans are is now a mix of everything. Oh, humans are fucked, aren't they? Just putting it out there. Humans in this setting are not the ones you want to be, because, yeah, they're going to get yanked by everybody. I'm from the 7th. I'm going to send you there. You're going to become a coffin, just like me and that bear. We're all gonna go fight for the king that has turned us. So you'd better run from the 7th, just like you really should. You'd better run from the 7th, that you should. The 9th is probably just as bad, because he's a... He'll absolutely crucify you if you let it. He'll swing his axe or he'll swing his mace and swing it rather hard, just so it can make contact with your face. Contact with your face. And swing it to make contact with your face. I don't know if the King of the Ninth has got a mace or an axe or what. They might have just a scepter and be magical based for all I know. But I was making a song up. So they can still survive as long as they're start raving nuttery cultists. So full zealotry and you'll survive. Partial zealotry? No, thank you. Full zealotry. You become a cultist. You become a start raving madman. Or woman. They don't care, do they? You can be a man or a woman, they will take you and turn you into a brutal killing machine. Now, having tried doing this when I was younger and making a game, how are you faring balancing stats and game mechanics? Because that's where I fell short a lot without copying somebody else. And obviously if you copy someone else, they're going to turn around and go, wait, those is our rules, them is. And then they take you to court and say you can't have them. And then you point out that they don't have certain rights over generic world items or history, and hopefully you fight them in court. I have not Fargrim. I have not seen the new rules. Is it going to be melee heavy? It's about time. Shooting armies have had a wonderful time of it over the last few editions. It's about time melee got its day again. And last time, 7th was reasonably balanced because shooting could work and melee could work. But once they went to 8th, it very much became a gun-line army. Or a gun-line battle because of how the terrain works. So as soon as you were out of terrain, they just mowed you down and just back off and or stand on objectives. Some of the humans become half demon. So promoted throughout the demonic ranks. Kind of like Bellicor. He got promoted. Well, he didn't get promoted through the demonic ranks, he just became the first demon for Chaos in Warhammer, didn't he? Whether in fantasy or in 40k, which is what ties it. The Chaos Gods are essentially what tie the two universes together. Which is what makes me think that the AOS thing is a separate realm within Chaos itself. Oh, we have more fleshy arms. But we have an armband. Oh, glove, 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 glove. We have a glove. I think they're going to have black pistols. Because the Imperium have red. So I think Chaos should have black. Now, I can't even see to get into this axe now. Ah, where are you? There you are. Hello. I can see you now. I can. I can see it. I can see the bit I need to paint. Trying to make sure I get all the places that are not going to be highlighted. So if it's not going to be highlighted but it needs to be red, I need to definitely make sure I get it now. Stop banging the camera, you idiot. It's not too bad with the places that are going to get highlighted if it's not 100% covered, because obviously I'm going to highlight it again afterwards with my fist on, well, next week anyway, with my fist on red, because it's gone 12 o'clock now. It has gone 12 o'clock, hasn't it? Yes. I've checked. It is gone 12 o'clock. I'm going to leave the other big axe to last, which is that chap, because I like the big axe. He's got a much bigger axe than him. Big axe guy last. And I'm hoping I've got enough red paint on my wet palette to continue painting both of these. In this case, this time I'm going to start with the shoulder pad. I know I start at random places each and every time. If anything, it's to show you that you don't have to be as robotic and methodical as you may think. You're still allowed flair, and you're still allowed to make choices and do odd things. You don't have to go about it all in the same way every time if you don't want to. It adds difference to it. No objective markers. Terrain will be used as objective markers, so it's kind of going more back to 5th, okay. And the game is moving into a more narrative system. Not sure how they'll balance it, but it looks like moving the game. Oh, it should be more. I've heard that you're supposed to be able to take more than one detachment as well. So, if, just for example, you're running Dark Angels, you can run a small detachment of Raven Wing and one small detachment of Deathwing, and your army still works. Even though you've got half an army of bikes and speeders running off a fast-paced mobility thing, and you've got the other half running as Terminators, slow, teleporty, hard hitting. But I think you're supposed to be able to use multiple different like formations or things like that in one army, which you used to be able to do anyway, because you used to have something called a force organization chart, and that you can plug in different sections to. So you could have one force organization of Ultramarines with, say, as an elite one, and then a different force, a smaller force organization of Blood Angels, and the Blood Angels work with Blood Angels, and the Ultramarines work with the Ultramarines, and then they just all go on the board together. That's how it used to work. So if they're bringing the force organization chart back, I'm happy, because I like that thing. Because it means that you have to have a more balanced army. You can't just go, well, I'm going to put one HQ in and then loads of everything else. You have to have a relevant amount of leader units to go in with the unit. So if it was the elite one, you could take up to 3 elite choices, which will be Terminators or Vanguard Veterans or Stern Guard Veterans, something like that, and then one of each, either fast, heavy, or battle line, and 1 HQ. You had to take 1 HQ in a minimum of 1 elite. But if you went for the standard one, we had to take 2 HQs and 3 battle line as standard. But then you got loads of room to put anything else in. So depending how you want to play. Being a half demon is not fun, because demons can't, well, they just get sent back. AKA hit a demon hard enough and they go back to the ring, and demons can't feel no pain, fair enough. But the half demons can. So when the half demons, they get all of it and still go get put back to come back to be brought. Oh, nice. So yeah, pray as much as you want, it ain't gonna work, especially once they've got their grubby little claws into you, or tendrils, or which are, depending which circle you're on. Hedonism has to exist somewhere in hell. Which is why we have Slanesh in Games Workshop's version of it. And a lot of other people do go down similar roads to make sure that the sickos, and I mean the real sickos, are represented. Let's face it, anyone who plays Slanesh should be on a register. Just putting that out there. Just putting that out there. Slaneshi people, you should be on a register. And if you live near a school, you should be moved. If you live near a nunnery, you should be moved. In fact, if you live near people in general, just move. Because Slanesh is dirty. Probably the worst one out of all 4 of them, in fairness. Oh, I know stratagems can't stack anymore, so you can't just make a big mega unit by stacking 3 or 4 stratagems on it if you've saved up the CP, and go, right, you can't kill this now because it's got armor of contempt, and another rule that gives it feel no pain, and another rule that gives it a 2+ invul for a turn, but you're only wounded on 4s anyway, regardless of whatever you're firing at it. So you can't make big blobby Death Star units and all that, unless it's something you can add into the unit. So if it's to go back to... Oh. Yeah, I don't blame you. that's the one that you want to stay the hell away from. It's like, no, that's just great. No. Lustring, no. I suppose they've already got one, haven't they? No, stop it. No. Don't go searching on Amazon for lustrings. But I did know, yeah, where did I see that? About the charge roll. So you get to roll to see how far you charge. Is that the bag of... Yeah, there we go. So let's demonstrate. So, little dude here. He's going to see if he can get him, or ideally he wants to go back there and get him. But he's further away. He's like really far away. Come here, floppy ruler. Floppy ruler. Floppy ruler. This thing is old and battered. So, if we roll a 4, we can get to him. If we roll a 5, we can get to him. But we need a 7 to get to him. Okay. But I get to choose now. So I get to roll the dice, see how far I get, and then choose who I'm going to run up and smack in the face. So, in the old rules, I'd have to go, I'm going to charge him back there. And then roll 2 dice, and if it didn't manage to get there, so 4. See, I'm not getting all the way back there to him. But now that I've rolled the 4, I can go, now I'm going to go for him. And we've already measured. Definitely within 4 inches. Boom. He runs in and smashes him in the face. He's not going to do too well, because the other guy's got the big axe. But yeah, that's how it's supposed to work now, I believe. Yeah, don't. That lust ring is Be careful, it might get you arrested. And yes, that was the Rogue's Den dice I was using. In case anyone was wondering, what was those dice? It's the Rogue's Den Hobbies dice. Again, if you would like some dice from Rogue's Den Hobbies, pop over on the website and 10% discount code is the last 10. I remember you laughing because I rolled a 4 for my charge. Perfect though. It was absolutely perfect. No, it was 1 and a 3. So I got 4 each charge. Yeah, it wasn't. Either way, if you're looking from the other side, you're thinking, no, that's fine for me, I'm happy with that. You're only getting what's right in front of you. You're not getting anywhere close to the good stuff. But the fact that I would get to still charge something if it was in range is a good thing, because normally if I'd have chose him back there and I'd got that 4, I wouldn't be able to charge him. It would be a failed charge, even if he'd spent the CP for an Overwatch. It's still a failed charge. How's the Overwatch gonna work then if I don't declare who I'm charging to first? That's gonna be a weird one, isn't it? Do you just select a unit that's within range of, like, within 12 inches of them? Or can you just select a unit that's eligible to shoot? Because that could be all sorts of stuff. You could pick something 36 inches away and boom. Yep, I failed 4-inch. I failed 4-inch charges, and it's usually with snake eyes. Because if they are exactly 4 inches away, then yeah, a 3 will fail. But usually they're not exactly 4 inches away, like 3 3/4. So if you can get that 3, you're within an inch, so you can consolidate in. But if you don't get that 3, and you get snake eyes, like you thought I just got, then yeah, fail charge. You stood there in the middle of no man's land, waiting for them to come up to you and go, "Hey, what are you doing stood here, mate? Boom. Oh, we're going to charge you." 24-inch for Overwatch. Right, okay, so that's not too bad. Anyone sitting on the real back line's not going to be able to do much, but anyone within a standard range for a ranged weapon will be able to Overwatch. But I'm assuming it's going to be only 1 unit per charging unit, or maybe even more, 1 unit per charge phase if it's a stratagem. If it is still a stratagem, then yay, because that's going to be awesome. Because if I'm charging 3 units of berserkers into you, you can only pick 1 to shoot at as Overwatch. That's fine. Let's face it, if the berserkers have got to you, then Angry Ron's already there. And so are the 8-bound, in fairness. They're probably going to already be there as well, along with the Slaughterbound. But you get the idea. If it's 3 units of berserkers that are coming running at you and you can only choose 1, I'm happy with that. Or if it's 3 units of boys that are coming running at you and you can only choose 1, I'm also happy with that. Because when it's every unit can Overwatch, yeah, charging units have to be wary about what they're charging, especially if it's not the unit you're charging that can Overwatch and this big unit's nearby. For instance, when the last time I played Tau, I tried to charge the stealth suits, and the ghost kill shot the hell out of me because they stuck together. He weren't stupid enough to move them all away from each other. They all got the bonus, so he stuck them together, kept them there, kept them with his forward force just to screen me out. Obviously, at the time, it was lots of -1s to hit because stealth suits. Flash kits Overwatch you all. It's worse with flash kits on orcs because they just naturally hits on 5s and 6s anyway, and anything that can push them to have a 5 as a critical, orcs become ridiculously deadly as Overwatch if they get to critical and hit on 5s. It is really, really stupid how powerful they can be on Overwatch for a non-shooting army. Ah, I've done it again. Right. Hold. That still holds. Holds. Steady. It's gonna get there eventually. Ah, you've done it again. See, I don't like Tau for that reason. I got Overwatch a lot by Tau. Especially when multiple units could Overwatch for the greater good. So it'll be, stealth suits and a proxied ghost kill, because he didn't have a ghost kill at the time. He still not got a ghost kill, actually. He still needs to get one. Oh, they get sustained hits. Oh, for fuck's sake. Alright, yeah. Yeah, I'm not charging flash kits. Luckily, no one will play orcs. No one will play my orcs, and I don't have any flash kits, so that's not too bad. But yeah, I don't want to play against flash kits. I have 3 melee heavy armies. That being the Tyranids, the World Eaters, and the orcs. Everyone else is very much balance or ranged. Space Marines, I can feel pretty much a bit of anything. So a bit of melee, a bit of range, a bit of hard hitting stuff, a bit of hard tanky stuff. So I can definitely get some in there. But when it comes to my other armies, not so much. Orcs, I can't really put down that much. Well, I can put down a lot of shooting, but I don't have any flash kits to give them meaningful shooting. Shooters and big shooters, not really. No, I'll leave that for a surprise, please, Hal. Let you get a bit more of the lowdown and be happy with it, and then we'll find out what happened to Luffy. Monkey D. Luffy. That is a very, very obscure reference for people who might not get it. Well, it's not actually that obscure in these day and age, because a lot of people do know what One Piece is. But not everybody knows why Luffy would be mentioned because of the sun. Because he's a rubber man. He's a rubber man. He's a rubber man. So 60 shots, looking for 6s. So you're going to average 10, which will double into 20 shots. Oh, yeah, no, that's not good. I mean, it's bloody brilliant for whoever the art player is, but not so good for the guy charging him. Because, yeah, you're going to average at least 10 6s with 60 shots. You would imagine at least. Even with the sustained hits, I should imagine you're getting a minimum of 10 hits. And then, is it strength 6 and a +1 to wound against certain things for flash kits? Depending on your target and whether or not you're in war or... Oh, some really stupid rules. Units. Well, I'll just give you Cerberus. That's an idea for a unit. Big 3-headed monstrous cat. You don't have to make it big, you can make it small if you wish. Just give it 3 heads and make it a cat. And you can have a Cerberus. Can't. Oh. Never mind. Can't have a Cerberus. Could you make it a two-headed green cat? Called Kituo. One be a very, very sleepy, dopey cat, and one be a very, very frantic, like almost wild cat. So one almost domesticated head, and one very, very much not domesticated. Strength 6, -1 AP and 2 damage on a flash get snaz gun. Yeah, I can understand why you don't want to run into those. Oh damn, no, fuck that. I'm not charging that unit. I'm taking it out while shooting. These orcs. What's the best? They've got a 4+ armor save. The best they're gonna have, yeah, best they're gonna have is a 4+. And even if you throw a few cyborg bodies in there, I don't think you're getting much higher than a 5+ invul anyway, as well, or maybe even a feel no pain or something if there's a pain bar in there. So you might have to dump a crap load of shots in. But I would be looking to take them out at range before they get in range to shoot me. So it will be things like Centurion Devastators, missile launchers, las cannons. Keep them out of range, and then blast the crap out of them as they try and come in range. Oh, that was my microphone. Sorry for the back little crunchy bit then. Right, there's number 9 done. Oh, I'm going later than usual tonight. I've got nearly to 1 AM. I'm going to have people wondering what's going on. I believe wrestling's not supposed to start till 1. It's nice to see one of my moderators in tonight, though, from Discord. Apart from Ali. What do you think is the most... Right, what do you think is the most thing... Is the thing make most human know more? Most of the humans. Humans are very good at getting rid of humans. Humans are probably the best at getting rid of humans. You don't know how to get rid of a human? Go ask a human. They're ridiculously good at it. Even just taking our own history. In the last 100 years, how many millions of ourselves have we done it? And the answer's a lot. It's a lot. Humans do humans more often than anything else. Don't get me wrong, a lot of other things are capable of taking out humans, and they do on a yearly basis. But more often than not, it's probably going to be another human. It's a Tuesday for humans, that. We're going L again, are we? Right, okay. I mean, I know I've gone on this evening going, oh, humans are humans this, humans that, they're going to get destroyed if they go to hell. Nah. They're humans. They do more killing than anything. In ways that would probably even make the devil sweat. So yeah, humans to kill, to do humans. That's my answer. I hope I'm right. I'm just going off our current world, though. Let's face it, they do. bloody arseholes are humans, aren't they? Individually, a person can be alright. As a group, though, we're not exactly that good, are we? Because we have things like mob mentality, especially in some areas where, how can I put this without insulting every fucker on the planet? Fuck it, I'm gonna have to insult somebody. Right, yeah. Some people are just dumb and don't realise. So therefore, if somebody else says, I'm right, so you've got to do this, they're too stupid to ask, well, what makes you right and why should I follow you? So they just do it. And then you end up with a mob of 100 odd people all going hunting down this one guy. And then that one guy gets his mob, and then that mob goes up against that mob, and then next thing you know, there's a lot of people in hospital and a lot of people on the floor. All because humans can't think to ask questions. Oh, a company of heroes for white scars. The idea sounds great, and then I remember that white scars are white, aren't they? Like white. And you can put a bit of grey in there if you want, just around the edges to make the white not look as flat, but still it's white. I can't do white. White's worse than yellow, and I can't do yellow either. So, with white being worse than yellow, I think I'll give it a miss on that one. It sounds absolutely fantastic though for a command squad. It's the Corpse Emperor. The false Emperor sat on his corpse throne rotting. I have to say that I'm painting Khan. If I was painting my normal Marines, then yes, for the Emperor! Airbrush. It would make this job a lot easier, but it doesn't give me the full coverage on certain areas that I want. Airbrushes are great if you're going to do like zenithals and a lot of lighting based stuff, because you can direct it that way. But if you're just doing overall, I'm going to paint the entire model, which is what I'm doing, then airbrushes, you get a lot of overspray, so there'll be a lot of the other areas that I don't want red that would end up copying for the red spray, just because of proximity and how close they are to the areas that I'm painting. So yes and no, I agree with you a little bit on the airbrush side. Does speed things up, especially when we're doing Space Marines. Oh, that is just ridiculous quick for doing Space Marines, especially mine, because it's black, dry brush, airbrush the shoulder pads, just 2 shoulder pads done. It's really quick. But doing some of these, yeah, you end up overshooting and overspraying a lot. And this is the last one actually as well. Woohoo! Yeah, am I going to get to finish before 4 o'clock? Before 1 o'clock even. Started at 9:30. Am I going to get to have done all the red before 1 a.m? We've got 15 minutes to go. Think I can do it? Do you have faith in me? Probably not. So, let's carry on anyway. I know some of you have seen before, it's like, Lars, we've not got faith in you to paint something this quick. Because we know how quick you paint, and it's not very. You've got 15 minutes to do about 4 brush strokes. You're probably still going to take 20. Oh no, I've got to do the axe now, haven't I? This is, see, I told you. Not a chance. Oh, you airbrush all the way and then brush with. See, that makes more sense. That makes more sense. Give it a nice white prime. Give it another going over with an actual white paint, just to make sure that the primer's fully covered, and then a bit of a grey wash, light grey wash over the top, just to get in the recesses before you give it a quick dry brush white again, just to bring out the raised areas. That should do it really for a Space Marine, shouldn't it? Then you've just got your red detailing to go in, or orange detailing, or brown detail, whatever colours you're using for squad markings, which I still haven't figured out yet, which is why none of mine have squad markings unless it's moulded onto them. Okay, diddles. Okay, diddles. I believe that is all 10 done. I believe that's all 10 done. I hope it is. At least in the red stage anyway, and it's getting late, so I can't carry on for too long because things need to happen tomorrow. It is a weekday and schools happen, shops open and things like that. So that is all. Let's move that out a bit. In fact, Northern's not been in for a while because I need to set up that game with him for Element Games, don't I? So that's then 5 and then those 5. All readied up. Oh, grey pine, then white paint. Fair enough. I knew it would be a combination. I had a feeling it would be a combination of red and white and grey, just to help get that recess. No, the darker section. It's like same reason I've gone for corn red first, and then obviously I'm going to go for something like Protocol bold pyro red as the right one, or even Mephiston red because it's a similar thing, just to bring up the brighter edges. But I will be doing that next week because, as I said, it is really early in the morning now. Thank you everybody who came in. Fargrim, How, who else did we have in? Rev, Ramrod, Raf, Gaming Terrorist, Ali, of course, Twisted Buzzard, EB, how could I forget? He's the reason I started all this in the first place. Who else did we have in? We've had a lot of people in tonight, actually. Time to sleep. Up at 8, Fargrim? No worries, man. Obviously, we've had Club in tonight as well. Twisted, you've been here. We've had Roberto Silvers. Did Graham turn up at any point tonight? I didn't see him. But thank you, Graham, anyway, because you're the one who gave me the 10% discount code for your web store. Rogue Den Hobbies, in case anyone's wondering what that is. And this is my end screen. So please, if you enjoyed this and you think I actually earned it, hit that subscribe, the like, notifications, all the YouTube-y stuff as it comes through. I do need to get in touch with Twisted again to find out how I'm going to update this role, because there's a lot of people to go on here now. There's more people to go on this role. But thank you everybody else who's came through tonight, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening or afternoon, depending wherever you are in the world. Please drive safe, and I will see you on the